Did you know that Khagdar, the great mage Khagdar, is actually in a wheelchair? Not only is in a wheelchair, but is also in a pink wheelchair. And this seemed to annoy a lot of the internet. So today, let's talk about Khagdar's wheelchair, shall we? Hi everyone, I'm Elloa, a content creator on YouTube and on Twitch and a World of Warcraft player since the release of the game. So even though I took some break, I've missed no expansion. Anyway, welcome for this video. It's a Rantosaurus video, meaning that I will express my opinion about the subject. However, two disclaimer for this one because the subject is hot. First of all, I will do my very best to not make this a political video. I'm not interested in trying to convince you about any kind of agenda, and I suck at politics. I don't even know the prime minister names of my country. Second, this haircut is not a statement haircut. It's just the consequences of me chopping off my dreadlocks and not wanting to wear a wig. And living the consequences. I don't like it, I promise you. Now that is being said, let's discuss about the problem of the day, which is this scandal. Khagdar is in a wheelchair, a pink wheelchair, and it seems to annoy a lot of people. It's approximately 10 months ago that Khagdar is in a wheelchair, so why are we talking about that right now? I mean, it's not a surprise. You knew if you were playing the game. First of all, it seems that the color pink seems to annoy a lot of players. The chair is pink, which makes absolutely no sense at all for something coming from Arcan. Guys, now stop it. Pink is just a color. It's red plus white. In other culture, manly men are wearing pink proudly because it's just another color. It's only in the Western culture that it's so associated with Barbie in the girly girl marketing that it seems to be a violation of your manlyhood. It is not. It's just a color. So accept it as a color and don't see it a sign of anything else than it's just pink. And in the case of World of Warcraft, it's associated to Arcane and the Kirin Tor in all of that business. Second, the part of the Khagdar is now in a wheelchair. This is some very lazy writing, some very lazy storytelling, and maybe some ideology pushed down the throat of some people. So we're going to speak about that in a moment. But what really annoys me is that several of those YouTubers has not even bothered to do the quest. So they are clearly saying, oh my god, World of Warcraft is becoming so bad. I'm so happy I'm not playing the games anymore because World of Warcraft retail is so lame. I don't know why Khagdar is in a wheelchair. If you do not know, how can you know if it's good or bad? You have no idea. At least, please watch someone else streaming it or, go through a playthrough or let's play, but be aware of the reason why it's happening before to claim it's lame. You cannot judge something if you're not experimenting it. So now there is the question of visibility. Is it forced? Is it badly introduced? We will be talking about that in a moment. But inclusivity, I think personally, that is very important. Visibility of minorities is important for two reasons. The first reason, obviously, for the people that are concerned. So a disabled person will see a hero in a story that they like, maybe in a movie or a video game, and can relate to that person. Oh, I'm disabled and I see myself represented in the story. People are acknowledging me, acknowledging my challenges, and I am represented. So it feels great for those people to not be constantly ignored and have the feeling to be non-existent for the rest of the world. Second, it's very important for everyone else, especially for the people that tend to brush it off because they don't care, because they don't want to see it. It's important for everyone to realize that in the world there is disabled person in a wheelchair. It exists and they have something to say. They are person that have an importance. They do matter. All right? So now I absolutely agree that it's very annoying when you see some kind of visibility things being recuperated by some sort of marketing and badly, lazily used to just fill a box. I understand that is very annoying, but it's really what happened here in this case, and that's what we're going to discover together. So if you have not played The War Within and you don't want any spoiler, I really recommend you to play it and to make your own opinion. Play the story, immerse yourself in it, and then decide whether you think that it's well implemented or if it's lazy. So now this section will have some spoiler, you've been warned. So what happened in the story? Khagdar, which is a very powerful mage, is fighting and facing Xalathas. Xalathas is holding the Dark Heart, which is a powerful artifact. When Xalathas is using the power of the Dark Heart to absorb all the arcane energy of Dalaran and is approaching to Khagdar, Khagdar decides to transform itself into pure arcane energy to be absorbed by the Dark Heart itself. So when Dalaran explodes and falls off the ground on Donegal, Khagdar is actually inside of the Dark Heart as pure arcane energy. Is only liberated once Alleria decides to shoot at the Dark Heart in the Priory's church. That's when Khagdar exits the Dark Heart and fall on the ground, deprived from life force and letting out his last breath. Khagdar is dead. And it's only when Anduin, that has regained faith in his connection with the light, thanks to Firing, that is daring to use his connection with the light to resurrect Khagdar. From that point, Khagdar is handicapped. From a narrative point of view, to me, it makes perfect sense that Khagdar, after such an event, after dispersing his own physical appearance and rematerializing it, dying and then being resurrected, has some consequence about those acts. When you are writing stories about fantasy worlds where people are capable of doing miracle and resurrect, but you still want to give a little bit of consequences to what happened in a story, it's pretty difficult to find the right balance and to find a way to say you are doing some really heroic acts, you are crossing death and rebirthing, traveling to other dimension and coming back, yet you need to have some consequences. I think in this case very particularly, it really makes sense and it's well bring to the story. Even if Khagdar is very powerful, after something so dramatic, it makes sense that is not coming back unscattered, that is injured forever, that it cannot be healed completely. So now the choice of the wheelchair specifically, because it could have been sitting on a flying book or something. While I imagine that the wheelchair itself, it's probably more to give it something relatable for people that are disabled, something that you can recognize in the first glance, not something completely absurd or that doesn't make any sense. It's a chair with wheel. That chair has been created by Khagdar's crush. And yes, even powerful mage can have a crush. It's nicely explained in the story. Khagdar is a kind of little love story going on, and that woman has created this wheelchair for him and is using it, also by affection. So the fact that Khagdar is handicapped and the fact that he's specifically into a pink wheelchair that is made out of arcane power is well explained in the story. Now, it might be something that you find a little bit lazy or not well made enough, or it's not, not of your taste, that it's perfectly your right. Personally, I think I like it. I enjoyed the story. I find it was cool. I liked the fact that Khagdar was not getting out of all those trauma without nothing. So it makes sense. It makes the world feel dangerous. Even too, you have the power of resurrecting and coming back from the death and being an undead and ride a dragon. There's still some danger. You might risk your life for real. You might risk your integrity. I think it's important there is this kind of sense of danger and of loss possible even too in a game like World of Warcraft with so much magic and so much power and healing power and all that kind of things. And these are problems that we encounter in games like Dungeon and Dragon as well, and it's not just specific to World of Warcraft, it's part of the fantasy world. How to make a fantasy world still dangerous and feel like you may lose something while you have all those magical power. So that's a little bit what it is about. So now my suggestion for anyone that were really annoyed with this particular point: before to make your opinion, first be sure that you're actually experiencing the story yourself, or at last watching it on a stream or something, before to make any judgment. If you do not know what you're talking about is empty, and you're making empty complaint just to spread negativity over the internet, that doesn't sound really smart, wise, or educated. Second, and most importantly, try to see the world with compassion, and especially don't fall in the traps of the politics recuperating every debate on the internet to divide and conquer. Don't let yourself manipulated. Keep your own integrity and see the world with compassion. Think about what other people may see or may feel. Try to put yourself in their shoes, even just for a moment. That's all I have to say. Thank you so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you like my little rant, do not forget that you can interact directly with me live on Twitch. Do not hesitate to give a like, to subscribe to the channel, and to leave me a comment. Thank you so very much, guys. You take care of yourself, take care of your loved one, and have a blessed day. Bye, everyone.